so many thoughts today. Amanda Kingsley, life coach, has a brain moving a mile a minute. Something just came up for me in an interaction with somebody that is so important to recognize. This person divulged something to me that was a challenge in her life. And it was hard for me to not make a suggestion and to trust and know that this person is in charge of their own life and that they will find the answers they need when they need them. And I always balance between, I'm such a problem solver and such a hey, have you tried this? Hey, have you tried this? Hey, have you tried this? And that's because that's what I do for myself. I try a lot of things that don't work, and then I find something that works and I get excited about it. And I never really, I can't think of anything in my life that I'm like, that is the one size fits all answer. And so I'm always making suggestions to people, sometimes to people who don't want suggestions. And so in this particular interaction, that really, I knew in my gut that to make a suggestion was not the answer. That was not an appropriate time to do that. And so I just let it go. And there was a lot of reasons I knew that. And I'm not going to go into those, but basically, I said, my answer was, I know there's a solution for you out there and I hope it finds you soon. And this person answered back and said, I'm not going to read what she wrote, but the end of her, what she wrote was, there is no solution, just evolution and acceptance. And I think that's a really interesting sentence to dig into. Because evolution and acceptance is a solution. But when we tell our mind there is no solution, just evolution and acceptance, we're not giving credit to evolution and acceptance being the solution. Instead, we keep telling our brain there's no solution, I just have to do this, I just have to do this. And so we're in this constant state of knowing, of believing that there's no solution instead of believing that the solution is evolution and acceptance, or perhaps something else that is yet to be unseen. But the determination that something has no solution is a fixed mindset that does not serve us. It really challenges our brain to stay stuck, right? And so even if the answer is evolution and acceptance, if we treat it in our minds as the solution, then we feel as if our problem's being solved. Versus treating it in our minds as the only thing left to do is to evolve and accept. We're putting ourselves in victim mode, right? When we tell ourselves, well, the only thing left to do is evolve and accept. We're in victim mode versus in power mode. And power mode says, I know the solution. It's to evolve and accept. And so then there's this total shift in our body and our mind. And we are affirming our own solution. I feel like I've repeated the same words so many times: solution, evolution, and acceptance. But I hope that this makes sense because it is so important. And it is the subtle difference between how we choose a growth mindset or a fixed mindset, and also how we function, right? The way our thoughts function is the results that we get in our life. And so when we change our thoughts, when we make those subtle shifts, we get subtle result shifts. And the more and more subtle result shifts that pile on top of each other, the greater, the bigger success, the bigger evolution. There's a book called The Big Leap. Not The Big Leap. Hold on a sec. There's a book called Oh, shoot. Jeff Olson is the author. Slight Edge. It's called The Slight Edge. And this is the same concept, that every subtle shift we make starts stacking one on top of the other. And so we can make subtle shifts in a direction we desire to go, or we can make subtle shifts in a direction that we do not desire to go. But one way or another, we're making that choice. And I believe, this person may not agree with me, and that's okay. I believe that when we tell ourselves there is no solution, we are making shifts in a downward spiral. And we tell ourselves, I figured out the solution. It is evolution and acceptance. We are making subtle shifts in the direction that we desire to go. That's best for ourselves, for our children, for our families, for our community, and for the world. Thanks for listening. Please ask questions if you have them. Send me a message. You can reach me in email, amandastarkingsley@gmail.com. You can find my website, amandastarkingsley.com. You can reply to this message. There's so many ways to get a hold of me, and I am open to them and would be happy to help you walk through some of these processes if it feels helpful to you.